maybe the last night. That should do it. We don't have to qing fa every night. You all will be ready to rest pretty early because of all the work you do every day, bowing, and reciting. So these talks are going to be 1 hour long. We're going to end at 8. All right? So those of you who want to hear Chinese, you have earphones, right? 你们想听中文的人呢，都有耳机哈。你们副耳机可以听到了哈，听到 Cliff 的翻译，他很发心，你们应该感谢他了哈，不容易啊，我也感谢他了，真的不容易。I can speak English and it comes out Chinese in your ears, pretty good. 我就讲英语，你们的耳朵都会听到中文，很奇妙的事情。So also there are currently 27 friends online. Do you want to know where they're from? 你们想知道我们那个线上的朋友都从什么地方来的吗？我告诉你们了。就说从哪里呀？Florence is at home listening in. Hi, Florence. Tracy is listening at home. Let's see. Okay, 有上海的朋友，有黑龙江的朋友，云南的朋友云南。还有山东就是最西南、最东北。山东还有威海市的山东，还有什么地方？还有河南，还有浙江南海，还有重庆，那就四川了。还有什么地方？哇，现在人多了。OK， 浙江let's see， 南京大安、北京这个黑龙江双鸭山OK，and 洛阳。All right, lots of friends joining us from all over. So, do we have a Dharma requester tonight? Anybody want to do that, or if you didn't plan to do it, that's okay too. 如果没有请法也可以啊。Okay, so anybody? We qing fa a lot. So. Yeah. 3 people. Wow. 嘿，请法的速度太慢也不对，太快也不对，刚好就对。啊。It's on the screen too. So. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Namo Sadanto Suchedoye Olahudi Sanmiao Sanputoshi. Namo Sadanto Suchedoye Olahudi Sanmiao Sanputoshi. 无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Supreme and wondrous Dharma, subtle and profound, rarely is encountered, even in billions of eons. But now we see and hear it and accept it reverently. May we truly understand the Buddha's actual meaning. 好的，阿弥陀佛 appreciate that. Thanks for the Dharma request. Happy to be the one to accept that request, and we will skip over the Huayan Jing, but we'll go directly to the acknowledgement of country. We respectfully acknowledge the Kombu-Meri people of the Ugambi language region as traditional storytellers and custodians of the land where the monastery is located. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and all First Nations people whose sovereignty was never ceded. 这是我们恭敬地承认，与冈北语族的孔孟马里人 是我们这里这个澳大利亚寺院所在地的传统施持者和守护人。我们向过去、现在和未来的长者们致敬，并且向所有从来没有放弃主权的第一民族的原住民的致敬。Okay, we got a bell song. Bells sound wide resounds throughout 100 million worlds. The Buddha's lies heard and spread all throughout the triple world. The wondrous sounds that everywhere fill the Dharma realm with peace. May those who hear it gain the strength to follow in faith the Buddha's path. In Chinese it goes, 众生传三千劫内，佛法扬往一国中，共寻其义，法界和平，利益报，贪恼后等。Okay, now I think there's some people who wonder why we read this last, and it's because in the Chinese tradition, it's sung, it's not read, and it's sung really slowly, and it's really beautiful. It's one of those tunes that goes, ah, 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 and it's, I can't do it. It doesn't sound right, you know. So one day I'm going to learn it, and I'll come back and sing it for you the way, my imitation of the way the Chinese do it. Meanwhile, we just do the 众生传三千劫内. So I'm working on that. Okay, so welcome again, everyone. Glad that you're all here. How many of you are from KL? How many? 多少人就从新加坡来? Okay. Okay, the whole gang, hi over there, welcome, hi, good to see you. I was just there, I saw all of you, right? You all recognize my face? Right? And you know this Qingfa ceremony is, it seems very simple, you know, you take incense. This is Pushen Pusa, Qingzhuan Falan, right? It's vow number 6 from Samantabhadra. And you think it should be easy, but you'd be amazed. In Berkeley, we had a dentist who was requesting Dharma, and he had his cell phone in his pocket. Like that, right? Takes the incense, walks around once, twice, guess what? Ring, ring. Oh, he's like, oh, I don't know what to do now. You know, oh. I had to convince him that Buddha wasn't going to be upset with him for catching a phone call in the middle of his Qingfa. Oh my goodness. So then, Deng Bi'an, oh my God, Deng Bi'an. Sanzun Rulai, right? 3 Buddhas. Huge, huge, huge. So the Qingfa person, and he's very sincere, you know, he's 庄严, you know, 严肃, yeah. He goes, you don't see him, he's gone, you know. 3, 4, 5 minutes later, oh, here he comes again. You know, that's 1 round, 2 rounds, oh, there you see me. I'm here, yeah. Oh, here he comes again. 3rd round. Oh my God. So I said, 阿弥陀佛，对不起，你那个如果要说恭敬的话，有万分的恭敬，没有错。如果说不要浪费时间，可能10分都没有了。So we said, here, just do what we did. Just Qingfa right here, right here. So they're like, 我可以吗？ You know, 会不会维陀菩萨给我打个那个金刚宝杵？因为没有全部。Oh, so he said, it's okay, it's okay. 这是个仪式, this is okay. You can go just around Take a minute or two and everybody gets a full measure of Qing Fa, Gong Da. You know, so anyway, we have to, people have to balance tradition and common sense. All right. So what are we going to talk about for these nights? I have, is everybody hearing in Chinese? I can just keep going in English. That's so good. All right. I thought of many things that I could talk about. Do anybody know what's going on the screen? 这是什么状况? You may know? That's the Mountain Gate's rebar before the Mountain Gate at Wanfocheng became the Mountain Gate. City of 10,000 Buddhas. That's the rebar for the gate. Right? The gate that looks so beautiful, all decorated. This is before it was built. This is 1979. The sign says, admit, view. No, it says, welcome Heng Shi Heng Chao. Huan Ying Heng Shi Heng Chao. This is the end of Sanbu Ibai, arriving. 就Sanbu Ibai 就到 Wanfocheng. This is after 2 years and 6 months, almost 2.5 years. And who are these? So this is me standing, this is Marty bowing. This is the Dazhong of City of 10,000 Buddhas come out to welcome the 2 monks reciting the Great Compassion Mantra. 他们念大悲咒绕着. This, over here, this car, this is our 1956 Plymouth station wagon. That's our dragon car. So for me, this was a very emotional moment to finally arrive after thinking we might have not survived, but we made it. And thinking about what we could talk about these nights for an hour every night, that would be interesting to all of you because it's fresh, not rehearsed. There isn't a second one of these. I could actually turn my camera on, couldn't I? There we go, so people want to see. There we go. There's only one of these. It says, from 30 January 1979 to 15 March, Half Moon Bay to Seal Rock, San Francisco. It's a notebook. And here are the notes. That's it. This is the journal. 这是我们的笔记。我们在那个拜佛1个小时，然后写笔记20分钟，起立拜1个小时。So this is you can see, it's notes from the highway in my handwriting before I learned calligraphy. For my calligraphy students, this is before. So I thought it would be interesting to go through and tell some of the stories from the highway, because this has not yet been published. 这个还没有出版，这是变成第10册。Volume number 10, when it's published. This is the actual journal that we wrote. So Heng Chao, Marty, has his volumes. He is entering them into the computer the same way that I am. That's what I'm doing here. And so I thought it would be interesting. We scanned it. So this got scanned into the digital format. And it's January, and here we are. This is a place called Devil's Slide, 魔鬼山. It's, here we go, put this up. In January, here is San Francisco. This is Devil Slide with a red dot.
Isn't it Redwood Vihara?
Redwood Vihara is right here. Right there. That's Redwood Vihara, Boulder Creek. So yeah, not far. So if you know California, so here is Los Angeles. We started in South Pasadena, and we bowed to Santa Monica down Wilshire Boulevard, past Beverly Hills, past UCLA, and up to Highway 1 and up the coast. Highway 1 is the Pacific Coast Highway, the PCH. And here's Big Sur, which is 60 miles of nothing, empty. And then to Santa Cruz, to San Jose, to San Francisco, and then again, Marin County, Sonoma County, Mendocino County, and over to here, to City of 10,000 Buddhas, which is in Ukiah, right there. I wonder if we're on the map. Let's see, just for fun. Let's see here. Hopland, Vichy Springs, Ukiah, Talmadge, okay. I bet we are. Let's see, Talmadge, Cow Mountain. There it is. Jun Kong Restaurant. The restaurant's there. Yeah. City of 10,000 Buddhas, not so much, but the restaurant, that's okay, we'll take it. Okay, so that's the map. And for these stories that I have here, we're not yet into San Francisco. We're in a place called Devil Slide, which is, the name is Mogwai Shan. It's a raw and dangerous, deadly section of Highway 1 that definitely is possessed. There's an energy there. I'll show you. The energy there is, many people have died there, just driving off the cliff. It's a place for many, many suicides. You can see it's very inhospitable to people. It's very steep, and as we, myself and my companion, we got to know the landscape because we had our faces on it. We were intimately connected with every inch of the road, of the turf, and Devil Slide was nasty. It's all you can say. There was an energy there that was yin and dark. They have now built, these are new because they just said we got to take the cars off the cliff. Too many cars are going down into the ocean. But bowing up this, it was just very inhospitable. Here's where the cars go down into the water. The people that we met at Devil Slide were all unusual and the kind of people you would expect. So you can see it's just a very tough area. So that's where my first, just so you get a sense of where we are. This is called the Wind of Resentment. And what, to set the tone again, I was silent. I didn't talk for this entire experience. And so I talked to my journal. This was my voice, because I didn't speak. And if Master Huash came out, which he did occasionally, about once a month, I could talk to Shifu because I had to translate for the monk who didn't speak Chinese. But otherwise, I was silent. I didn't speak. And so now I was someone who I used my words I studied languages. I wasn't a scientist. I wasn't a mathematician. I could talk. I studied French. I studied Chinese, Japanese, and English. But when I took away speech, it really was a shock to my whole system to not have that energy going out. So I went into my pen. So what you're going to hear is my, just kind of like it's very much a journal, like a diary, thoughts passing through, connected to the sutra. As Marty and I left Gold Wheel Monastery in South Pasadena, Master Hua gave us some instructions. He said, any day that you don't eat, not important, you must write every single day. Any day that you don't get dressed, not important. You must write every single day. That's what's important. He said, a lot of what you write will be, he said, kind of like a piece of toast on top of a garbage can, something nobody wants. But when the things that you experience in the day connect with the principles of the Avatamsaka Sutra that you're bowing to, that's when it will last. That's when people will get some benefit from it. When the world around you starts to speak the sutra, he said, that's interesting and that's different. So he said, make sure that you include the sutra that you study at night, because at night in our car we would open the sutra and read it. And then when the experience around you connects, that's what matters. Okay, so the wind of resentment. Okay, so our translator is going to work hard here. The energy gathering below Devil's Slide enlivens and renews the spirit. The wind blows so hard, the air presses down like cement. We put on our yellow rain gear, both for visibility and to break the gales. Thoughts, and in my mind, thoughts of shame for my karmic debts of killing. Killing takes the life of both beings. The one killed, loses his body, but his rage over dying unjustly by the killer's hand brings him back for revenge, or her. Okay, so Cliff, is this okay? You can read, right? Kanda, okay, you're taking, okay, good. So the one who is killed loses his body, but his rage, his anger over dying unjustly by the killer's hand brings him back for revenge. The momentum of hatred chains the two spirits to a wheel of bloodshed and bitterness. The wasted corpses pile up endlessly. But what atom of these bodies is real or true? Every cell is a quick changing collage of impersonal matter. It's not me, it's not mine, it's just a cloud of moisture, heat, gas, and minerals. We are like trees, which root, branch, drop of sap, or leaf holds more or less of the tree's nature. Which finger, eyelash, blood cell, or breath holds the essence of the person I call me. Every being's body is egoless and personless. Nonetheless, this body houses my mind consciousness, my karma-gathering spirit, the soul. When impermanence scatters this borrowed bag of skin, the soul leaves house, its life continues. If I lose my life by violence, it's certainly due to an unpaid debt of killing I set up in lives past. The wheel of hatred rolls on. Here's a quote from the sutra. With the wind of resentment, they fan the fire of mind consciousness, whose blaze never ceases. Such living beings as these produce the mass of suffering. Oh, here it is. So, here we go. Oh, I see. Here it is. Okay. The quote goes, "With the wind of resentment, they fan the fire of mind consciousness, whose blaze never ceases. Such living beings as these produce and increase the mass of suffering. Within it, all is empty, free of self and what belongs to self, devoid of knowing and awareness, with no doer or receiver, like grass and wood, like rocks and walls, and also like a reflection. Still, living beings are unaware and do not know." Huayan Shi Dipian, 10 Grounds chapter. So, why am I writing about this? It's because on Devil's Slide, I'm really aware of death. The cars are zooming right by my head. And the cars, because it's a very fast highway, and yet the turns are very tight. And so people are afraid. There's an energy at Devil's Slide of fear, danger, yin. It's a very edgy place. You feel at the limit of clinging to life, barely. So, okay, when all debts of killing are repaid, I can end my return trips onto the wheel of birth and death. The winds of Devil's Slide chill like the wind of resentment and symbolize my destructive karma. Devil's Slide gales chill like the wind of resentment and symbolize my destructive karma. I contemplate the beings I've killed and harmed from ages past. I bow to them, every one, and say, "I'm sorry for hurting you." Chinese on the next page. Okay. So, as we bow, this is the Yang Huang Bao Chan, right? So, I don't know what's coming up for you when you bow. Often, when I bow repentances, I never know what's going to arise. Things kind of, the seeds come out of the soil when the time is right. On Devil's Slide, I was definitely thinking about my beings whom I had killed, just by eating drumsticks for eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, eating a hamburger, somebody's body. That wasn't mock meat, that was real meat. Somebody had to die for my dinner. So how wonderful to be out of that cycle and not increase it. The debts from the past will come up to be repaid, but I'm not increasing the negativity. Okay, let's see here. I've got, long live the wind. Here we go. This is January 31st. Toughest windstorm since Big Sur. Stirs up emotions, reveals the stew pot of selfishness that is still cooking on the mind's stove. My makeup is earth and water. I don't have much fire, I don't have much air in my sida, in my Wu Xing Xing. Marty Heng Chao, he is all fire and air. He loves the wind. The harder the wind blows, the happier he is. For me, the wind in Big Sur, which is further south as we were bowing, the winds, because if you noticed, this is some of the most western part of America. So the wind hits Devil's Slide first, right? You see how it's the furthest west. The other Big Sur, down above Santa Barbara. Here, the wind here blows, especially Point Sur here, Monterey, the wind blows so hard that when we stepped out, we would open the car door in the morning and it would slam shut. And if you had your one leg on the ground, the door would just knock you back into the car. And as soon as you came around the car door, the wind would blow you back 3 or 4 steps. And we would bow, you just lean forward, you're leaning like this, and the wind is holding you up until you get to the certain plane, and then slams you down to the ground, you know. And if you stand up again, and then you lean, boom, like that. So after about 15 minutes of that, this is bowing in the wind in Big Sur. And it is exercise in patience, right? So, toughest windstorm since Big Sur. Stirs up emotions. Hung Chao, Marty, loves the wind. He's just, hey, this is really great. It feels clean, you know, and I'm like, I don't like this wind. It reveals the stew pot of selfishness still cooking on the mind stove. I had to give up thoughts and fears to keep bowing. No other way. The wind just blew my fears away. So it felt a lot like evening Chan, sitting when thoughts burn off in the pain of fiery knees. Thoughtlessness feels strange at first, but only because of my upside-down greed and emotions. A noiseless, emotion-free mind must be wonderful in its stillness. Okay, is everybody following? The thing about, like Liang Bao Chan, is when you're bowing, you're not alone. You have to stay with the group. You have to stay with the Wei No Shi. You have to stay with the Mu Yu. You know, and you bow up. So you keep going, and you can stop, you can leave, you can step away when it gets hard, or you can give up your thoughts and fears and keep bowing. Just surrender to it. When you're outdoors in the wind, no one is forcing me to keep bowing, but if I didn't do it today, I have to do it tomorrow. So do it today. No one's going to bow for me. I have to keep bowing. So, and what occurred to me was like when you're sitting in meditation and your knees hurt like crazy. And because Hung Chao and I lived in a station wagon, we had nowhere to go, and the roof of the station wagon was low, so I had to sit like this. But it was still, and we slept sitting up. There was no room to lie down. There was no bed. So we slept sitting up all night. And why not meditate? And if you do that, your knees are on fire. So if you can simply let it burn until the fire is out, you realize that a lot of the pain has to do with being afraid of the pain. And if you can simply let it be exactly what it is and say, this will be painful until it's no longer painful, I believe it will, you go through a pain gate. So when you're through the pain gate, the pain is over, and you notice your thoughts are quiet. How much of the pain has to do with fear of pain? Oh, I'm afraid I can't take this. What if I die? What if my leg breaks? What if? And if you can stop thinking about that, then pain in the knees is very natural, and something happens. The qi, the xue, tong, and the pain is gone. So a noiseless, emotion-free mind must be wonderful. I would experience it for a minute, and then my thoughts would come back. So, but I had the flavor of it. Devil's Slide, wind tunnel, blew the glasses off my nose. Actually, the wind took I bowed in my glasses. It bowed my glasses right off. So I couldn't read the license plates. It sealed my nose and my mouth. The wind is so strong, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't inhale because the wind couldn't breathe, much less talk. So false thoughts blow away as well. No choice. Just let it go. I had to concentrate to stand and struggle up the slope because Mogui-shan is a shanpo, it's a slope. One trembling step at a time. So I couldn't think about lunch before it arrived. Usually about 9 o'clock I'm thinking, oh, when's lunch? I hope somebody offers lunch. We depended on what people offered. So. Couldn't even worry about dying. Who cares? Goodbye to Panyan, climbing on conditions. Goodbye to my glasses. I'm not reading license plates or looking at cars. Goodbye to words that hide my ego. Goodbye to fears of losing my thoughts. Good riddance to false forms, fancy. Hello to the wind that blows the mind clean of fears of death. So I wrote a verse. Everything is false. There's nothing real or true. Give up seeking life itself, and what can trouble you? It's only the selfish view of an ego that dies. Everything else just changes forms, increases bad karma, or cultivates blessings and wisdom. Long live the wind, soon perish the self. 刮风万岁. Right? So, okay, next day, the Battle of Double Slide. Let's see here. Here it is. Battle of Double Slide. Set foot outside the car. Slide down a steep embankment on a slanting road shoulder. Wind and now rain push us backwards. Cannot stand up between bows. If you stand up, the wind just knocks you down. Bellies and heads in big pain after eating strange cookies. Mind spooked and turbid. See, chilled to the bone, strange smoke odor, something burning where there are no houses, no cars, no people. I'll tell you how strange Double Slide was. There was a smoke smell around. It smelled like hell, the fires of hell. And there was no people, no houses, nothing burning. So where did that come from? The flowers that grew and the wildflowers, they were all dried. They just died. Something had sucked the life out of them. It's a strange piece of real estate, boy. Mind spooked and turbid already. Put on rain gear. Nose and mouths covered with scarves so we can breathe. We have to put a scarf around the nose, otherwise the wind takes your breath. The sun never breaks through clouds all day. Traffic dense and fast by the afternoon. Nowhere to safely bow, only sheer rock walls, lichen, and spikes of green lizard tail plants. Find a sheltered bowing spot. Wind shifts and blasts straight in. Feels like the weather has a personal antagonism, a grudge match against two bowing monks. These strange cookies, they had LSD in them. Somebody had offered cookies that were laced with chemicals. And I had taken a vow of no sugar. I decided to not eat anything sweet, so I gave mine to Marty. He had a double dose. And so there's a story here that's kind of, this is a story that you tell when people have a background for belief in a teacher. If people were skeptical and thinking that it was too esoteric, we wouldn't tell it. So when we were starting out from Gold Mountain, there was Master Hua came down and gave us a plastic Chinese medicine bottle for like little pills. It was rugged with a plastic screw top. It was really strong, kind of a thick plastic, about this big. And we said, "Sure, what is it?" He said, "Never mind. You got it when you need it." okay? So somehow that medicine jar, the pills were black pills, kind of like little BBs, that got put under the car seat, under the driver's seat, you know, and that you'd have to back with the Kleenexes and the window scraper and things. So we forgot all about it. And that was a year and a half earlier that he handed us that medicine. So after eating 2 rounds of cookies laced with LSD, Marty Hung Chao was lying on the ground. He was just out. And I can't talk. You know, if somebody comes up and talks, I have a vow, I don't talk. Police, reporters, anybody. So what do? My Dharma protector is now lying on the ground, out of it, right? And I'm bowing on a narrow, here's the cliff with the way down to the surf down below, and cars are zoom, zoom, just to the right. And so I'm on this narrow ledge, bowing in place, because we've done about a half a mile counting our beads, because it's too narrow to bow. So we walk, count up, add 10%, and then find a bowable space and bow in that place. So I'm bowing in place. I'm stuck here with the Dharma protector who's out of it, and cars zooming by and the wind blowing me backwards. The car is like rocking. So I'm kind of hoping that we don't get the police to move the car. So I'm kind of bowing in the shade of the car here. And so Marty opens one eye and he says, "The medicine." He says, "The medicine, Shifu's medicine, where to go?" Shifu's medicine. Oh. And he says that the plastic jar. And so I think, oh. So I remember, and I go digging under the driver's seat, pull out this clear plastic thing. Now it's got lots of dust on it and dings. And I hand it to him. He opens it up, takes 3 of them dry, swallows them down. He corks it back up and hands it to me. And about a half hour later, he says, "That was weird." He said, "I was tripping. Shifu came and said, 'What did you do with the medicine I gave you?' And he had to think, back in San Francisco, a year and a half earlier, Shifu had handed us medicine. Sure enough, that's what he needed to come back. And yeah, so some people hear that and go, no, that's too far out. Okay, tourists stop on precarious road ledge to photograph us, then think better of it. "Let's go, they scare me," says the lady. Just at the peak of endurance, I feel I can't take another step. A station wagon of Portuguese fishermen arrives. They joke and laugh as they string up their poles, shoulder their tackle boxes, and jump over the cliffside like deer, carefree, wearing light jackets, totally unfazed by the wind, totally fearless. Am I crazy? Am I making all this resistance and trouble in my mind? I decided to bear down and concentrate, and suddenly the wind stopped. Uncanny. A thought of retreat arose, and a wind gust knocked me back 3 steps. Are my false thoughts creating this storm? Things more wonderful than weather come from the mind, the hells, the ghost realms, animal bodies, heavens, Buddha lands too. The battle of Devil's Slide rages in the world of my mind. From the 菩萨问名品，汝欢识咒术，能现种种事，众生业力故，果度不思议。华藏世界品。 As the master illusionist with his magic tricks can bring about all kinds of events, because of the power of living beings' karma, the lands we inhabit are inconceivable. So here I am creating this struggle. And if you ask me, I'd tell you, this was one of the hardest things I'd ever done. And here come these Portuguese fishermen who are like, it's fine, we're happy, we're going to go catch some fish. We're in light jackets and jumping down the side of the cliff. Dum, 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 dum. What? Oh, me tofu. Okay, now we made it over the top to, so here we go. As you hold on here, there we go. When you get up to the top, here are the headlands, you go down, and suddenly all this wind is behind you. The mountains here are the peak, let's see, so you get over the top. You go, now they have a tunnel. They've changed it all, so they pulled it away from the beach. But you go over the top, and here, this is, we had to go all the way up on foot and over. So once you get to the top, it's all behind you. And suddenly, Devil Slide is just a memory. It's a sunset, and you're on your way to Pacifica. And the mayor of Pacifica came out and gave us the key to the city. He said, oh, we've been watching you two, wondering when you were going to get here. We've been watching you for a month now. And congratulations, we think what you're doing is good. And they gave us a commendation, and we're like, so around this corner, we've climbed Devil's Slide. The pavement slopes down, the wind cuts out, the sun shines through. We're seeing Pacifica in the valley below. My heart sings. The true flavor of cultivation comes from doing what's difficult, from exhausting the last ounce of strength, from emptying the heart of selfish wishes and going on in faith. The joy of cultivation arrives unexpectedly, like standing on a mountain peak or after a Chan meditation session. It's true, life's rarest bouquet. Step by step, walk right through obstacles. When all hope is gone and even fear is useless, from the fearful darkness steps a stranger who extends his hand in greeting. It's my own mind. Bodhisattvas cultivate, so the Shi Di Pin says, 此菩萨修诸精进，所谓第一精进、大精进、圣精进、殊胜精进、最胜精进、众妙精进、上精进、无上精进、无等精进、普遍精进. Don't look at my Chinese characters, all right? Pay no attention to my handwriting, all of you. You're all going, who's this child, Shifu said, do not let anybody see your Chinese characters. Now, this was written on the roadside in the wind, so don't, Okay, bodhisattvas cultivate all manner of vigor, foremost vigor, great vigor, supreme vigor, especially supreme vigor, most wonderful vigor, superior vigor, unsurpassed vigor, peerless vigor, universal vigor. So, all of you repentance bowers, 拜两行宝忏，你们各位. Right? Remember, what are each of us called to do? What's the opportunity available to us here at GCDR? Some of you have come 9 hours from Malaysia, others from Melbourne, others from Sydney, Taiwan. And so here's an opportunity to really take advantage of this Dharma assembly to really be vigorous, to see what our limits are, what are we capable of, right? Okay, so that's, this is about television. In meditation, I'm going through all of the television shows that I watch. Bugs Bunny cartoons, Ed Sullivan, I Love Lucy, Leave It to Beaver, The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, Lassie, Rin Tin Tin, Bonanza, Gunsmoke. So that's while meditating, right? I should be thinking about sublime things. In fact, I'm reviewing TV shows. You never know what's going to come up. So you have to respond. All right. Our time is up. Thank you for sitting with me. Now, tomorrow, will I be lecturing from 102? Okay. Bye, Yanjing. Right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, we'll keep to the time. We'll just do dedication of merit. And are you doing the Da Hui Xiang after? 已经做了. Okay. So this is the dedication for this evening. And please make a wish and make your heart big. As one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, and to joy. May kindness find reward, may all sorrow grieve the grief and pain. May this boundless light dispel the darkness of our endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate, and may all become compassionate. Okay, now we can, right from where you're sitting, 从自己的座位啊，我们可以三个温馨啊。Since some of you are on chairs, okay, make 3 half bows. Here we go. 一温馨，再温馨，三温馨。And here's our teacher, and we can fruit together. Here we go. Ding li la hu shang. Okay, good night, everyone. Get some rest.